Xixo has a specific deck in his lineup that Orange will be happy to see, and this a N'Zoth Warrior, and that is going to make Orange pretty happy, I would assume, considering that his lineup is geared towards beating
Yeah.
Warrior.
Exactly, especially the hunter. The hunter list is just made to beat warriors with such an insane amount of minions that are resilient to AoEs or brawls because of the death rattle effects. But first match would be Druid versus Druid, so a classic, El Clasico.
Yeah, definitely a matchup that we have seen plenty of throughout this week. And the grand final starting off with the Druid Mirror. I like to see it. Both players bringing a similar deck type, the Malygos Druid. However, Orange has a different approach than Xixo. Xixo does have the Curator Druid, and Orange does have a Druid with Malygos, but no Yogg, and also Ragnaros and Double Ancient of War.
Okay, well, that's a huge difference because, first of all, Xixo is running a Moonkin in it.
Yeah.
But in case of mirror matches, with, when both players have Malygos, it might actually be mattering more that you give your opponent a Moonkin.
Yeah, the Moonkin pretty much in the mirror. Most of the time with that card, because it benefits your opponent so much, and I feel like Orange. I said it before, I said it again. He is favored, considering that he doesn't have those detrimental cards like Jungle Moonkin, and his taunts are obviously bigger. His threats are bigger. He has Ragnaros, he has Ancient of War. Compared to that, Curator is just a Curator is kind of measly. Doesn't really do much.
That's true. So now we have seen an innovated Maya Keeper with the Wild Growth effect. And now we have Xixo with a turn 4. We have Orange with a turn 4 play. Swipe seems like a decent option, but also Wrath with a hero power deals the same amount of damage. The problem is you're getting 4 damage to your face, and then at the same time you are robbing yourself from Wrath with Fandral, and I would like to see the Wrath with Fandral being played because it nets you a card, and this might be even more important.
Yeah, definitely. You want to utilize Fandral to the fullest, so keep as many choose one cards as possible for him. So far it's just the Wrath, but we might pick up more in the future.
Just a hero power from Xixo on turn 4. This is something that you really don't want to do when you're a Druid, missing an entire turn when your deck specifically is tailored to just use your mana to full extent because of Innervates and Wild Growths. Seems, well, it's just really sad, let's say like that.
Yeah, but he will have a 5-drop follow-up, so it's not all is lost. He will most likely combine it with the Moonfire as well to deal with the Azadrika with the Moonfire as well to deal with the minion.
Yeah, there's definitely a plan behind attacking into a minion when you're a Druid, because why on earth would you attack into the Maya Keeper otherwise, right? There are no Keeper of the Grooves anymore, so you can't really deal 2 damage with a minion.
And Orange might actually sense this coming. Like, why else would you attack into the Maya Keeper? So he could expect the Azadrika Moonfire play. So, in theory, an empty board Fandral is a good play here. And this is a perfect read by Orange. He does go for it. And Xixo will have troubles dealing with this.
Yep, because now he has to choose. Either he will go for a swipe Moonfire, which is an answer to the Fandral, but then the Maya Keeper is still attacking and dealt additional free bonus damage. But at the same time, and that for Orange, I think that's fine, right? The problem is that he's running out of threats. For Xixo, though, he doesn't even have the swipe, so he doesn't have an option of dealing with the Fandral, right? He would need to use the mulch, and I feel like you kinda have to.
Well, if you were going for the mulch, I think you follow this up with the Raven Idol as well. So you might as well go for the Raven Idol first. You could pick up a swipe, so that would allow you to go for a swipe into Moonfire to deal with the Fandral.
What about mulch into Moonfire hero power and you deal with the entire board? Feral Rage. Not enough
Feral
mana.
Rage is enough to deal with it, and if you combine it with the Moonfire. So that's another 4 damage spell. Bite would have also been another option. I think he has to go for it here. Although, okay, look, now he picks, now he uses the mulch, and it is a nice clean kill. It does help him to preserve the Moonfire for the Malygos. A Deathwing?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, in this matchup, this is actually ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
you're running out of cards at some point, and having a threat like that is just game-changing.
Wow, this is insane. This is the nightmare scenario for the Druid. You do not ever, under any circumstance, want to give your opponent an even bigger minion than you mulched.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I'm thinking about the Pharaoh Rage. Why would you not use the Pharaoh Rage? And that means that Xixo is prepared for a longer game when he needs to heal. That I feel like this is the only way to justify this, right?
Yeah,
Because
well,
he was prepared to use the Moonfire.
he wanted to use the Moonfire, I feel like, with the Malygos. So I guess his plan was to go for the mulch all along, but he still chose to go for Raven
I mean, he
Idol
was
first.
prepared to use the Moonfire with the Azure Drake to kill the Mana Keeper, right? Otherwise, the attack didn't make any sense. So, okay. I'm not sure about this. He would still have the mulch for a big threat. By the way, Orange picked the Refam from Raven Idol, so another awesome big threat. This is not looking good for Xixo, definitely not. There's the Moonfire for the setup attack. Orange had seen this coming, but it's not a problem. He has the second swipe available.
Yeah, it's not like Orange was already favored in this matchup because his minions are bigger on average with the Ancient of Wars and the Ragnaros. Now he also has Rafam and the Deathwing.
Yep.
And how do you deal with this as Xixo? I think his only hope really is to have an early Malygos kill. Because he will not outvalue Orange.
That's true. Orange went for Nourish here. Huh. Well, he can actually go for Nourish for mana. He will have 10 mana in the next turn, so he can play Rafam. He could have played Rafam with Coin as well. Drawing cards, how important is this here?
I don't think the drawing cards is that important, honestly, if you plan on playing Deathwing ever. And you saw the mulch is gone, so Deathwing does not get contested at all.
Yeah,
there is no way for Xixo to punish it.
That's correct. So I really like this play for Nourish for mana. I mean, this has to tell Xixo that something is going wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you Nourish for mana on turn 7, right? Usually there's no point in doing that, especially when you're running low on cards, because you had a full hand, now you have 5 cards. That means if you don't take into account a huge random minion from Mulch or from the Raven Idol, you need to take into account a Malygos. Malygos with just spells for the next upcoming turn.
Yeah, this might maybe even prompt Xixo to just go for Pharaoh Rage to gain armor, but I don't think he can take... I think he has to take the risk and just establish board dominance, and he does exactly that. Plays the Curator, drawing 2 cards.
Gets the
Oh, actually just 1 card.
Yeah, because he used both Azure Drakes.
Yeah. Wow, this is very unlikely to happen, and pretty unlucky outcome for Xixo.
So what will Orange pick from the cards? I feel like 7 zombies is an awesome tech here. And he actually takes Mirror of Doom. That is damage, right?
No, that is the zombies.
That is the zombies?
Yeah.
Okay. Couldn't remember the graphic of it.
Yeah, the gold Mirror of Doom actually looks really nice.
Yeah, I never saw it before. The golden version. Here we go. Arcane Giant. 4 damage to the face. Unfortunately for Orange, Rafam kills with 1 sweep attack the Curator. But now you have to ask yourself, what do you do now? It's turn 9. Your opponent already used 1 Moonfire. So there's slight chance that you will be dead if you just go for the zombies this turn.
Oh, look at that. He does go for the zombies. It is a board where a Moonkin into swipe would be incredible, but unfortunately no swipe available for Xixo anymore.
True. I mean, he still has 2, but he just didn't draw them.
Or didn't he play on 1 already?
Well,
No, he didn't. You're right.
Orange played 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, he played 1, but he has still a second in the hand. So Pharaoh Rage for heal. Maya Keeper and a Ref to take one of the zombies away. I mean, this is like a really tough spot for Xixo when he needs to attack with the 8/8 to trade. So that leaves his 8/8 minion on 1 HP. And still his opponent has how much attack? 15! 15! That's just crazy. So 15 with a swipe, that's 19. 2 Moonfires with an Azure Drake, that's plus 3 because of the swipe as well. And that means you have 8, no, well, that's 23. That's not enough. But still, so Azure Drake with swipe seems to be awesome. And just push for damage.
Yeah, definitely. You can't go wrong as a Drake swipe in this situation. Just such an
Definitely.
incredible board clear, and Xixo still has the problem of how do I deal with those minions? He needs a swipe, and he needs it right now.
Well, he also has a Yogg in his deck, right?
Yeah, that would also be a solution, but
Maybe a solution.
it's unreliable. So now, he does pick up the swipe. That is incredible.
But the problem is you still have the Munkin on board, and that Munkin gives your opponent plus 2 spell power as well. And that is not something that you would like to do.
Yeah, Orange has the double Moonfire, of course, which will deal 3 damage in that case. So Orange now in this situation, 3 damage of lethal with the use both Moonfires and the hero power.
Well, he needs Malagos. There he got it.
Arcane Giant has been picked up.
He can still go for Wrath. No,
Yeah.
because it will leave the Munkin alive. So you could have gone for the...
Oh, I definitely agree with using Wrath for card draw here. He could have actually picked up lethal in that case.
He has still one Azure Dragon in his deck, right? Huh. Because I feel like with the 19 health and one Moonfire already gone, you can draw with this.
Yeah, he definitely could have drawn. However, he chose to go for the safe route. Of course, he didn't guarantee himself to draw the lethal. It could have just been a minion, for example. And
Actually, you know what?
yeah.
This is way better.
This is a really good board position, and now Xixo's only way to contest this is a Yogg Saron. The question is, will he get it?
And then a Deathwing just waits for the next turn. Even if Xixo will go